Hello guys, another Saturday video from my car about dev career and not necessarily about Laravel. Today I want to confess or talk about my own weaknesses. So a lot of you probably look at me as teacher or some kind of expert, but in fact I'm a normal person with my own strengths and weaknesses, and over my career I identified two things where I'm notoriously bad at and how do I overcome that. So in this video I will talk about that. So over my career, my first drawback, my first thing that I don't do well was visual design. So I was a back-end developer, still am technically. So I work with code, with logic, with databases. And from my very early career, when I had to build a website, it was a struggle for me to make it visual. Of course, I know HTML and CSS and stuff like that, and I can code that, but I don't have any spark for visual design, styles, color palettes, and all of that. And at some point I stopped trying to do any visuals. It was really long time ago when I realized that you can actually buy design pretty cheaply. I turned to templates, themes, and pre-made things like snippets. And while searching for the client, I had a few choices. Whether to buy a theme, whether for my own money or for client's money, preferably, of course. Some of the themes can be reused according to the license, so that's even better. Or I would collaborate with some kind of designer if they want some custom design. So I found a few people locally back then in Lithuanian market. So my point here is that I didn't try to overcome this myself. If I'm bad at it, I don't want to get good at it. I better focus on my strengths and outsource the thing that I'm bad at. Outsource to either product, ready-made thing, ready-made software, ready-made theme, or outsource to a person and try to find some collaboration. So that was example number one. And similar thing, logically, but with different topic, was about DevOps and server management. I never really enjoyed playing with the servers, with deployment environment, with all the SSL certificates and stuff like that. I remember the days where back in the day I was using FTP to upload the code to the server. I remember even doing that with Laravel a few times when it was Laravel 4 and I had shared hosting account. And as soon as the whole world moved to VPNs and deployments via Git and all those command line and terminal stuff, it was not really comfortable for me. So I was okay in doing the command line and terminal stuff on my own machine. But if I had to prepare a server on some kind of DigitalOcean or something, then configure the certificates, install the MySQL or something like that, or Nginx or Apache, or configure something, I just didn't want to do that. I was pretty bad at it, but at some point I decided not to pursue that and again focus on what I was doing best, which is coding and PHP development. Luckily, at that time, Laravel Forge came into the scene. So similar to the design logic, I outsourced almost everything related to DevOps and server management to both tools and people. At that point, I had already my own freelancing team, so some stuff I asked my colleagues to do for me, and quite a lot was possible to fully automate via Laravel Forge. So in the end, I know some stuff about how servers work, I know how to configure it on the basic level, but if, for example, you want me to teach you something about deeper AWS or EC2 management, I just don't know that. So all in all, my conclusion from those two examples is that you cannot get good at everything. You must choose your niche, your strengths, and play on that. And if you have a weakness, you can outsource it to the tool or to the people or both. In the end, web development is a team sport, so no project, no big project gets launched without a team. So that team is exactly playing to the strengths of every player, of every person. And if you are a back-end developer, stay back-end developer. There is nothing wrong with that. Of course, that's only one way to deal with that. So if you have any failures or downsides or drawbacks that you are comfortable to talk about in the comments, share your story. If you are bad at something, how did you overcome that? Or did you? Or maybe you forced yourself to learn to be better at that, and that made you overall smarter, more valuable, and maybe brought you more money, so you could have totally different story, totally opposite story from mine. Share in the comments, and see you guys in other videos.